Florida golfer is facing a possible 30-year prison sentence, accused of beating an elderly man to death at a country club. And he was caught all thanks to a hole-in-one he hit at his local golf course last fall. That Florida golfer, identified as Robert Moore, now charged with manslaughter after allegedly punching an 87-year-old man in the face over a fender bender. Those blows ultimately led to the victim's death. Investigators were able to positively identify Moore after a Google search took them to a local newspaper article showcasing a hole-in-one he hit last November. Police say Moore was spotted on surveillance footage minutes after that deadly fight, dressed in the same clothes he was wearing in that hole-in-one photo. Let's bring in NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. Jesse, there are so many kind of complicated moving parts to this story. The victim's wife, unfortunately, was with him when he was punched after he accidentally ran into this car in the club parking lot. And after allegedly throwing punches, Moore realized it wasn't even his car to begin with.
Yeah, it's a really, really sad case, and I'm trying to understand exactly why it happened. So he's charged with aggravated manslaughter of an elderly person. That's a very specific statute in Florida, and all that it requires is showing an utter disregard for human life. And you could argue that him not punching him once, but repeatedly punching him, knowing that he's an elderly person, that would fit into that category. And then I start thinking, well, what could be the defense here? How on earth could you justify this behavior that seems to be backed up by witness testimony, surveillance? It seems he's arguing a form of self-defense, that the victim put his hands on his shirt and his arm, and that's when he decided to throw a blow. But that's the problem. He threw multiple blows. And I think that's the part where this transforms into not a self-defense case, but something a lot greater. And it just seems so senseless over a nick of your car that's not even your car. It's just really tragic to think about.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, too, if, had he been playing all day, fueled by alcohol, who knows? But speaking of witnesses, when you brought that up, so then this anonymous tipster comes forward next day, says, hey, that's Bob. Then a Google search pops up, a local article from last fall in which he'd hit that hole-in-one. But will that identity hold up in court, Jesse? I mean, do police have surveillance video of the incident where they could make the ID match to that newspaper clip?
I would think so. If he's wearing the same clothes, he belongs to that club. And remember, they have identified the surveillance footage of him after the parking lot incident going back into the club, which I think doesn't really work too well against him, because generally speaking, he should have called 911 after this happened, or called police after this happened. This is some of the concrete ways that you match up surveillance footage, because you don't always have someone's face. So clothing becomes a priority of an identifier. This seems like this is going to actually work here in this case, but also the eyewitness identification will be huge as well. And it seems the early reporting is indicating that when they went into the club, the deputies, they didn't get the kind of response that they needed to figure out who this was. So there's a lot that we also don't know about it as well.
And I have one more question for you. I know we just have a few seconds left. Do you really think that he believes that a judge or a jury will feel that this 6'2", 225-pound man felt threatened by an almost 88-year-old?
The problem is he's got no other defense. If he's not going to say it wasn't him, what else is he going to argue? There's not much he can plead down to, maybe take some sort of deal. But at this point, like you said, aggravated manslaughter of an elderly person is a top of 30 years in prison. I'm not saying that's what he would get if he's convicted, but he's facing some serious charges right here.
Yeah, it's just terribly tragic. And thinking about that family this morning, it's a story we'll stay on top of. Jesse Weber, thanks as always.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.